Hi guys, Josh here with another edition of Rovers Reaction. I'm here in my house at uni in Stoke, and obviously our 8-match unbeaten run has been ended by Bristol Rovers with a 3-1 defeat this weekend at the Keepmoat. There's a few talking points, so let's get straight into them. I'll start with the only positive from the defeat at Bristol. John Marquis has ended his 12-game barren run without a goal, and I spoke a little bit about it after Scunthorpe about how impressive he's been as a target man, but it's disappointing to see that he's gone that long without a goal. Hopefully now he can make up for it in the coming games and get back to goal scoring. Now, I'm not going to be one of those fans that just draws negatives and moans about everything, because after all, Fergie and the boys have taken us to an 8-game unbeaten streak, which is very impressive in this league. We've only just come up. Consolidation was the priority, so to go this long without a loss, I think personally is a good achievement for Doncaster Rovers. I mean, let's be honest, it's that same old problem again. Injuries, they have harmed us so much. In 3 games we've lost our 3 main centre backs. Joe Wright, who went out against the game in Bristol Rovers and has broken ribs now, so that's going to be like 2 months, I think it was confirmed that he's going to be out for. We lost obviously Andy Butler against Shrewsbury, and we lost Matteo Baldry against Scunthorpe. So our 3 big centre backs, our 3 main centre backs, we are without them for the foreseeable future. Luckily, it's the January transfer window, so hopefully Fergie, he has said that he's going to look to bring in, quite rightly so, but you know, hopefully we can bring people in, and yeah, it's going to be unsettled and they're going to have to move in quick and get into the rhythm, but it's needed because the 3 main centre backs. Yes, we've got Luke McCulloch coming back, don't get me wrong, he's very valuable when he's fit, but he's not been fit for the past season and a half, let's be honest, and you know, it's going to take a while for him to get back to sharp League One match fitness, so it's definitely important that we bring somebody in, because we've been so unlucky again with injuries. I mean, we've had to field Craig Alcock at centre back, and don't get me wrong, I do value him in the squad, but he's 5'6". You can't be having a centre back that's 5'6" going against the likes of, you know, Kiefer Moore and all the big target men, because you do find them in League One. It's common. You've got big strikers, and that's how we were punished against Bristol, by the height that dominated our back 4 for after Joe Wright went off. So again, like the goals that we can see, you could clearly see that it was due to a lack of height. I know the 3rd one was just a lucky break, well, not a lucky break, it was a break on the counter, and that's what happens when you're going to throw players forward to get something, to salvage a point or to salvage the game. You're going to be, you know, weak at the back, and Bristol Rovers punished us with that last goal, which you can't really, you know, argue, because that's just how it goes sometimes. But the other 2 goals, you clearly see the height played a factor, and had we have got Andy Butler, Matteo Baldry, Joe Wright on the field when those chances came in for Bristol, you know, perhaps we're looking at a different story of the game entirely. But obviously, it has happened. We've lost the game. Let's move on. I mean, you know, with our chances going forward, we were unlucky because Bristol did get a lot of blocks in, and sometimes there were lucky blocks, sometimes they were meant, obviously, for defensive reasons. But it swings and roundabouts. Sometimes you get these decisions, not even decisions, sometimes you get the chances that go for you, sometimes you don't. That's just how football is. On another day, maybe we'd have beaten, maybe we are, you know, on another day. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, Bristol Rovers walk away with 3 points. Credit to Ian Lawler as well. I think he recovered magnificently to say of the mistake that he committed against Scunthorpe. He pulled out some wonderful saves. Sometimes I don't know where he's getting these mistakes. Obviously he's got to iron those mistakes out, and he could be a top class goalkeeper because his shot stopping is on another level. It's absolutely fantastic, and you know, I think that he could be a top player for us, like for a long time. If we can like tie him down and help on his improvement, to iron out those silly little mistakes that we do see sometimes with his kicking, and obviously the one that we saw against Scunthorpe, I think he's going to be a great acquisition. I think he's going to be so key into keeping out silly goals in the future. Now, one thing that Darren Ferguson did mention in his post-match press conference was that Alex Kawamia is set to be included, or set to be available for selection against Portsmouth. I'm quite excited to see him. You know, obviously he's not been, you know, he's not been able to play for the whole season up to now, and you know, as we come to the last leg, the last stretch of the season, the most important bit of the season, the business end, hopefully he can come in and sort of rattle a cage and fight, you know, get a little bit of a fight going for selection, because you know, at the minute the first team, the starting 11 probably starts itself. Yeah, they pick themselves. They're who we would obviously go with, and would be silly to go with anyone else. But with Alex Kawamia coming in, it's a bit like the whole Issam Ben Chemist thing as well. If he wasn't injured, he, you know, stirring the pot, getting the Darren Ferguson, the selectors who would pick the team, to really think about maybe, you know, we could bring him in and he could deliver an instant impact. So I'm excited to see him. Hopefully he's in the squad for Portsmouth. I definitely would not go and start him because, let's face it, his fitness levels are not going to be up to scratch. I know he's played in the development squad, but let's maybe give him a start on the bench, bring him on, and who knows what could happen. Okay, so that was Rovers' reaction. Doesn't get much easier, you know, it's a disappointing result on Saturday, but it doesn't get much easier as we go to Portsmouth away next weekend. You know, I think their fans will give us a bit of a reaction from what happened last season. Obviously, we'd have to talk about that. Well, if we are at it and we come out of the blocks early, like we did against Bristol with the early goal, you know, I could see a strong performance against Portsmouth. We just need to focus and definitely get in some centre backs. Hopefully Fergie can work his magic. Maybe he can pull some strings at Man United and bring a loan player in. We could dip into the loan market. It's probably the best idea, because we don't want to be spending money to bring in more centre backs, because when the injured centre backs come back, we've got an overload. We've got a big squad then. So loans are definitely key, and hopefully we can bring someone in who can do a job against Portsmouth on Saturday. So thanks for watching, guys. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I've been Josh, you've been my brilliant audience, and you will see me soon. Goodbye, guys.